Hello, this is Colorful Foresight, where we intuitively connect from within.
They don't know how to approach an issue without having to raise a fist and fight about it. You know, God forbid you should sit down and talk it out. You know, they look at you like you're from Mars or something.
Yeah, because the younger generation, they're the worst. They're cancel culture. That's something we have to work as Democrats. Cancel culture is not any good either.
No, it's another extreme.
This idea of purity and you're never compromised and you're always politically woke and all that stuff, you should get over that quickly. The world is messy. There are ambiguities. People who do really good stuff have flaws. Like if I tweet or hashtag about how you didn't do something right or used the wrong verb, or then I can sit back and feel pretty good about myself because, man, you see how woke I was? I called you out. You know, that's not activism. That's not bringing about change.
What card would represent cancel culture? I'm just kind of curious. Let's play. Wolfgirl, see what card popped out. What would be a cancel culture card?
Well, that's it. I have one of my nephews, nephew-in-laws, I guess. It was one of my sister-in-laws or one of my brother-in-law's sons. I don't know. He's my age. The day I got married, I became a great aunt with nieces and nephews older than me. But he's very conservative, very far right. And we used to get into some really interesting discussions on Facebook. And one day we were just kind of going at it with each other. And finally I had to just step back. I said, you know what? I said, we're just going to have to agree to disagree. We see this two different ways. I said, that doesn't mean that I love you any less or that I respect you any less. And I don't expect you to not love me any less or not respect me any less. We just have to agree that we just don't agree on this. He was like, you're right. Absolutely. And since then, we've been able to have discussions online where where it's been discovered that actually we have a lot more in common than we thought we did. And I teased him about it. And I said, you're far more liberal than most of the people in Mississippi. So, and he's like, I'll bite your tongue. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. I said, just in general talk. I said, a lot of the policies that you want to see implemented are very progressive liberal policies.
And you know what? There are good aspects to, the Republican regular moderate, they're not always wrong. There are things that they have about them that are good, I'm coming up with the Seven of Swords. That's what Wolfgirl came up. I got the Chariot. Cancel culture, maybe because it's working between two realms.
How interesting.
Dark and light. Which one are you riding on? What
I
did you
got
get?
the Page of Pentacles.
See, if we go by the obvious, you go, yeah, that makes sense, the Seven of Swords. But sometimes when it comes to tarot, you could get a card like the Chariot and you get the Page of Pentacles and go, how did that could be like? So that's where, you learn.
And basically, a page is someone that basically delivers a message.
Right.
From one group of people to another group, like from the everyday people to those in power. That's what a page did. They delivered the messages. They brought the communication back and forth.
She also Seven Swords, but she also pulled the Two of Swords, and that makes sense because the Two of Swords could be somebody who don't want to see a different way.
Yeah, they're at a crossroads. They're at a crossroads. They've got to make a decision, right or left. Which way are you going?
Well, if you got cards that make sense that I can see at the cancel culture, but I'm still trying to figure out the Page of Pentacles and the Chariot, but I also got the Eight of Swords, and that could be, look, because it's blindfolded, It's stuck in its ways. But the Chariot kind of like, I'm getting like not being able to move forward. So that could be like a
Yeah.
cancel culture.
Yeah. And cancel culture is, I mean, I can see where there are times when, yeah, it's a good thing and it's a powerful tool to use to hold a business or something like that accountable for their actions or for their lack of actions.
Right.
But there's also additional parameters that go with that to kind of help guide you along the way. You know, again, it's not black or white, yes or no, cut and dried. You know, there's a lot of gray in there, you know, a lot of give and take that we have to be willing to give
Maybe
and
that's
take.
why with the page of coin is slow. You know how it's slow to action?
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't have to be an answer. It's just curious. Because sometimes I like to know, like, what card represents that energy? What card represents that energy? You want to read it?
Eight of Swords. Chariot is a movement card. Yep. I think that maybe there are times when canceling someone or something is necessary because of bad behavior. Right. And that's what I was trying to get across. There are times when that is the appropriate response. But the fact that we've now dropped down to the level of if somebody does something we don't like or that we disagree with, we're going to go cancel it. It's just making it worse.
That's great, Wolf. I like that.
Pointed something out that I'd just never seen. And that's part of the joy of reading with other people.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is you not only get that immediate feedback, but you may see something on a card that I miss completely because it just doesn't stand out for me. That's right. We learn together.